Hey y'all, join me today as I show you how to make some garden fresh okra and tomatoes. This is delicious. All right, let's get cooking. All right, to start, I'm going to chop up 2.5 cups of tomatoes, which is going to equal about 4 small to medium tomatoes. Now, as I chop up the tomatoes, I'm not worried so much about trying to get them all the same size because these are going to cook down. I just want to roughly chop them up. So after chopping up the tomatoes, I'm now going to dice up 1/2 cup of white onion. Now that my onion has been diced up, I'm going to slice up 2 cups of okra. And I'm going to take the tops off of the okra because to me that part is not edible and just use the rest of the okra. Now that everything has been chopped, diced, and sliced, I'm going to melt 3 teaspoons of bacon grease in between a medium and medium-high heat. And I'm doing this in a medium-sized pot. To the bacon grease, I'm going to go ahead and add my chopped white onion. And I'm going to let the onion saute for just a few minutes. I want the onion to become tender and translucent. Translucent means that the light can shine through it just a little bit. Now I'm going to add 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic, and I'm going to let it cook just for a minute or two because I don't want it to burn. So keep an eye on your garlic so that it doesn't burn. Now to the garlic and onions, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of creole seasoning. I'm going to give all the seasonings and the onions a good stir, and then I'm going to add in the 2.5 cups of tomatoes. I'm going to stir the tomatoes in with the seasonings and the onions, and then I'm going to add 2.5 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to give all of that a good stir, and then I'm going to turn the temperature up to high because I want to bring the tomatoes and the chicken broth to a boil. After it comes to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat to a low simmer and let the tomatoes and the chicken broth simmer for about 10 minutes uncovered. I'm going to make sure that I stir occasionally just so that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pot. So after 10 minutes is done, I'm going to now add the 2 cups of sliced okra, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring the okra to a boil on high heat, and then I'm going to reduce the temperature to a low simmer, but this time I'm going to simmer it covered. as I was making the okra and tomatoes, I realized I left out one important ingredient, and that is the 0-calorie sweetener. Now I'm going to use a tablespoon of this 0-calorie sweetener, but if you want to use regular sugar, go for it. And y'all, it was no big deal that it was left out of the cooking process. So once the 10 minutes were up for the okra, I just added it in at the end because it was going to dissolve quickly. It was really no need for it to marry with the other ingredients for long. Hey y'all, it's time to try this yummy deliciousness. I'm just going to taste it for seasoning. Sweet. You can taste a hint of the Creole seasoning. Oh my gosh, that's really good. I need to taste the okra and see if it's tender. And y'all, the reason why I'm whispering is because my hubby is asleep and I don't want to wake him up. I can double dip because it's my house. I could taste a little bit of the bacon flavor in that bite. Y'all, that is good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.